Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And this is another one where just when we try to defend our policing and our police forces across our country and trying not to defund them because we need police officers for a healthy public safety environment, we get another bad cop doing bad things to an innocent citizen. And this comes to you straight out of Georgia, near Atlanta. And this is a report straight from the Atlanta Black Star, where a white police officer stopped a young black man for speeding, and this ended in a result of him being tased and having his leg broken all over a pen. Yes, a pen, where he signed his name for the ticket and accidentally kept the officer's pen. And they subsequently went to his house to retrieve the pen, cussed him out, and then allegedly assaulted him. So let's go. This is how it goes. The officer says, "Give it to me." Angry Georgia cop follows a man home, tases him, breaks his leg because he stole an officer's ballpoint pen during a traffic stop. Body cam video shows a Georgia cop pulling a man over for speeding, then following the driver to his home and tasing him just to retrieve a ballpoint pen. That's right, just a pen. WSB-TV reports the incident happened in December 2023 when a Greenville police officer stopped 30-year-old Corriyon Bray for speeding. The body cam footage shows the officer handing Bray the traffic citation and a pen to sign. After Bray signs a ticket, he keeps the pen by mistake and drives off. The officer is heard yelling after Bray to give him his pen back. "That mother effer, he stole my effing pen," the officer shouted in the video obtained by WSB-TV. The officer, alongside a Meriwether County Sheriff's deputy, followed Bray to his home and met Bray outside, where the officer demanded his pen back. The officer says, "Give me my pen. Then you're going to jail," the officer tells Bray. Bray says, "I don't have your pen," as Bray shouts back. Officer says, "Give it to me, or I'm going to tase you," the officer says on camera. The officer unholsters his taser and points it at Bray. Moments later, the officer tases Bray while a deputy forces him to the ground. Remember, this is all over a pen. He already got the ticket for speeding, signed the citation, and accidentally kept the officer's pen that probably cost $2. Bray says, "I can't feel my leg, bro," Bray said to the officer as he's being pinned down on the ground. Bray was arrested and taken into custody. Police charged him with obstruction and theft by taking. Over a pen, he's back at his house. Bray is, after getting stopped for the speeding ticket, signing the citation, and leaving. These officers commenced to go into his house, harassing him, tasing him, breaks his leg, and then sends him to jail over a pen. If he had complied, none of this would have happened, Greenville Police Chief Wayne Frazier said. "Our SOP says verbal, hands-on, less lethal, and lethal, and he followed protocol." When Frazier was asked whether the cop should have tased Bray, Police Chief Frazier said, "Well, I can't answer that because I wasn't there." How many times have we heard the police chief defend his police officers by saying that he was not there and he's taking his officer's word over the citizen that got caught up in this altercation. So the Georgia officer tases the man, breaks his legs, and then arrests him after he drives away with the officer's pen. He says, "I think it was about trying to show authority. I think that's what it was about," Bray said. "It wasn't right. The identities of the officers and the deputies have not been released yet. Bray's attorney plans to file a lawsuit." Now, I'm a man in my mid-50s. When you listen to this story, there are so many layers to it. From the police officer evidently has a certain level of narcissism and arrogance over a pen when you can go buy hundreds of them at Office Max. What is your connection with this pen to the point where you make a traffic stop, give him a ticket, Bray leaves, goes home, you and another officer commence to go into his house to retrieve a pen, and you end up tasing him, breaking his leg allegedly, and then arresting him for a pen. Mind you, this is in Georgia. And here is the dichotomy and the hypocrisy that's going on throughout all our states, and the reason why I wanted to do this story, because it's so confusing on how the law is being established. Because in the state of Illinois, you have the Safety Act, where if you commit a minor crime or a minor infraction, you don't get arrested, or if you do get arrested, you get out under your own recognizance and show up in court 30 days later. In New York, they have bail reform, where people are stealing up to $1,000 a day. There are individuals that have been arrested 70 to 100 times within 1 year, and I've done other videos on it. You can look back at it, and they've gotten out under their own recognizance the same day. In LA, they have Los Angeles, they have a cashless bail system. Same thing. You get arrested for a minor crime. How do you define major from minor? I don't know. And you get out under your own recognizance. Now, the state of Illinois, Chicago, New York City, California, Oakland, San Francisco, LA are being decimated by these liberal laws. They're way too lax. In Oakland and San Francisco, you can steal up to $950 a day out of Walgreens, CVS, everywhere else, and nothing, you're not detained by a security guard, let alone a police officer. And those particular pockets, Oakland decided to defund the police, and Oakland and San Francisco and LA are being decimated. Commercial real estate is down. In Chicago, downtown commercial real estate is down 50%. Corporations are leaving San Francisco, Oakland. In-N-Out Burger left Oakland. Chicago has a 50% vacancy rate in the commercial real estate. This is putting a heavy burden on our financial markets. We already have inflation that's brewing and getting ready to rear its ugly head through all the amount of money that has been influxed in the marketplace due to the lockdown, due to financing the Gaza Strip war, the Ukraine war. We have all of these tentacles that are placing a heavy mountainous burden on our system. So in Chicago, New York, LA, California, their laws are so liberal. Now you go to Georgia, down in the South, and this man, over a pen, a writing pen, gets tased, allegedly has his leg broken, and gets arrested after he had already been cited and stopped for speeding. They didn't beat the hell out of him for speeding. They beat the hell out of him over a pen. This goes to show you that that many officers, or some officers, unfortunately, the bulk of them are white officers, and they're committing these crimes against black male civilians and black women. It is happening way too often. These officers need to be reprimanded and they need to be fired. And I'm sure, with their long history of working in the police force, that this is not the first time this has happened. What a shame.